because that's good to go. Safetyman.co, everywhere you can find content. Okay, we're going to talk about something that's really important. It's been making the news for the past couple of days, although it's not a new event, it's making the news. Officers have been targeted for assassination across the country. We had 2 officers shot just in their vehicle in Los Angeles County. Fortunately, those 2 officers, male and female, are making it. Talking about heroism, this female officer had the bottom of her jaw shot off and was still able to apply a tourniquet to her male counterpart and get them both to safety. They moved to cover, and they were ready in case that bad guy came back. We also had 2 officers in Camden whose home was targeted and shot with multiple bullets. And you know what's crazy about that situation? They had a newborn baby in that house. Fortunately, nobody was hurt. And there's been several other incidents in the same amount of time where officers were targeted for assassination. So let me just give you a couple tips to my boys and girls, my brothers and sisters in blue, green, whatever color you wear, that you're out there wearing the badge, strapping on the belt, putting the gun in your holster, and swearing and upholding that law to protect and serve us Americans. Number 1 is we want to make sure that we only have identification of our badges. I know historically we have our first, initial, and last name. That makes it a lot easier to identify and dox somebody. Okay, doxing is when you go on the internet, tape somebody's name, their address, their phone number, their description, their police department, and find out all their personal information, and then use that on the internet to cause some sort of action or reaction. Officers can be assigned a badge number. I had one. My badge number was unique to me and my agency. You didn't need my name to figure out who I was, okay? Just think, if an officer was involved in an incident at 2:01 p.m. at this intersection, he was described as this type of a person, and he had this badge number. Doesn't take that much investigation to figure out that that was Safetyman who was involved in that incident, okay? Let's not make it easy for outside agencies, agitators to dox our officers and make them less likely to enforce the law as assertively as they need to do. Okay, the other thing we need to do is just be able to provide that. When somebody asks you what's your name and badge number, give them your badge number, give it to them right away. It usually reduces the tension in the situation, okay? Just give them your badge number. Don't go, here it is right here. Just take a piece of paper, write it down. My badge number is 123. This is my agency, and this is the phone number to the Internal Affairs Unit. Take it off the paper and hand it to them respectfully, with dignity and respect. Here you go, sir. I understand you don't like this situation. Here's how you can complain about it. But for right now, we do need to complete this interaction, right? And it lowers the tone of that, right? The other thing, counter surveillance tactics or counter surveillance techniques. I used to work as an undercover narcotics officer, and part of that was I was either on the surface, which meant I followed drug dealers around, or I was an actual undercover drug dealer, and I had to make sure I wasn't being followed around. So part of that meant was we never took the same route to a location every time. When we left our headquarters, we all went different routes. When we came back to our headquarters, we all went different routes. So if you go to and from work 2, 3, 4 days a week, have 2, 3, 4, 5 different ways that you go to work. So on Monday, you go to work maybe this way. Tuesday, you go to work another way. Thursday, you go to work and you make just some weird loop around your neighborhood. Hey, you might even find something that's going on in your neighborhood that can help out one of your neighbors, okay? But make it harder for somebody to follow you or pick up on your patterns or find out where you live or find out where you work, so they can dox you, assault you, try to assassinate you, okay? Same thing coming home. Pay attention to which cars are waiting outside the police station wanting to follow you home, okay? There's no need for that. It's not that difficult to come and make 2, 3, 4 left turns and figure out which other vehicle made 2, 3, 4 left turns. If you think you have somebody following you, call the police, lead them to a trap, lead them to a place where you have 3 or 4 police officers waiting. Let them do the interdiction. Don't you stop, pull over and fall into a trap where you could get assassinated or get caught on video bothering somebody who's exercising their constitutional rights to follow you. Let the agency pull them over and talk to them and investigate why they are following you around, okay? That could be considered harassment, all right? So pull them to a populated location, have your officers there waiting for you so they can interdict them and find out what's going on. The other thing is your badge number and your name. Just put your badge number. We don't need, this is something, you know, it's going to have to come up from higher, but my suggestion is we don't need our names on the uniforms anymore. Our badge numbers are unique to us, just like a license plate number is unique to a car. A boat has a unique number to that boat. Okay, a plane has a unique call sign or number to that airplane. Officers can have a unique badge number assigned to them. Just think about it. If somebody says Corey did this event at this location at this time, and this is what he looks like, and this is his badge number, doesn't take that much investigation to figure out who Corey is and make sure that I'm accountable for whatever action or activity that I'm accused of. I guarantee you I was right because I know how I play, but it makes it easier that way. All right. Agencies can protect each other. Okay. Make it part of the night watch, especially is if you know an officer lives in your area, make 1 or 2 passes of that officer's house 1 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning, especially if he's working midnight and his romantic partner's home alone with the kids, that we drive by the house. I'm not saying we have to knock on the door, call attention to it. Drive by the house, shine the spotlights on there, make sure that everything's good to go. The windows are closed, the lights that are supposed to be on are on, the ones that are supposed to be off are off, if the TV is on, whatever it is. Just make a note. Get to know that area, get to know that house, get to know that residence. And you might even find something else that's going on during your patrol in that area, because that street's going to become your street. You're going to become familiar with that street. Okay? Provide cameras. Cameras don't cost that much. Okay, there's a company out there called Blink, B-L-I-N-K. Their cameras are about $99. They're Wi-Fi connected. There's no subscription fee. They're 1080p. They had night vision, motion detection, and they have a microphone. And you can stick them anywhere. They're about the size, about 2 inches by 2 inches, smaller than a pack of cigarettes. They can capture all kinds of information. They capture 15 seconds before they even started recording. So you can get somebody walking up to your car, to your house, to your property, to your door, to your mailbox, or through your rear yard. Okay, and that's automatically stored right up in the cloud. They don't charge you for it. Okay, it's right there for you. You can watch it live on your phone anywhere you have a Wi-Fi connection, and you can make the decision whether you need to alert the occupants of the house or to call your local police department to get out there and see what's going on. So Blink, I don't work for them. I don't get any money from them. I have them in my home. I believe in them because you can install them with either one screw or a really nice strong piece of Velcro. They're weatherproof. They go inside, outside, winter, summer. They're really good investment for the outside of your house, just to give you that extra peace of mind. Additionally, we want to put yard signs up. Yard signs, even if you don't have a dog, put beware of dog, right, on your front yard, backyard, and all over your house, just to make somebody think, maybe I don't want to break into this house because there's a dog. You can go so far as put American flags out there, put a 2A sign out there that you're a Second Amendment supporter. Make somebody think that you have firearms in that house and you're not afraid to use them. Put an NRA sticker outside of your house, even if you're not a member of the NRA, even if you disagree with the tenets of the NRA or the Second Amendment. Again, the goal is to make that burglar, that radicalized member who wants to do you or your family harm just because you sworn to uphold and protect the Constitution of the United States and keep people and your neighbors safe. We want to make them understand that this person probably has firearms in his house and it's not going to go well for me if I try to assault them, right? Train your family how to use weapons. Train your adult family members or the children that are old enough to be responsible on how to use weapons, okay? This is a fake gun, but it's not that hard to train a family member how to use a real pistol to defend their life. You only use a pistol, deadly force, to protect life, not property, to protect life safely and effectively. We also sell tasers. Okay? Tasers are less lethal. This taser is connected to your cell phone through 911. So if you activate the taser, it's automatically going to send police to the GPS location of the nearest phone that it's connected to. So you don't even have to try 911. It's automatically going to send police. The taser can disable somebody for up to 30 seconds to give you a window of opportunity to escape, attack in a different direction, or get law enforcement or first responders help. Okay, so we're giving you a lot of information here. The final thing that I want to do is I want to talk about your neighbors. Make sure you know your neighbors. Be friends with your neighbors, okay? I know we're cops and sometimes you have problems trusting people. It's not that same way. I've lived in the same neighborhood for 18 years. Great neighbors, My neighbors love me. I love my neighbors. We have barbecues. We have parties. During COVID, we would have social distance parties at the bottom of our driveway. Made sure everybody was 6.5 feet away. Just to be clear, we had masks on and gloves on and the whole 9 yards. Get to know your neighbors. Report suspicious activity to each other, to law enforcement. Okay, get to know your neighbors. They watch out for you. You watch out for them. Finally, verbal judo has been around for 30 years. Verbal judo, the first slide, the first bullet point, the first sentence on verbal judo is treat everyone with dignity and respect. Everybody that I've ever arrested, especially in the last 10 years of my career, I treated them with dignity and respect. I wanted to eliminate the need for them to want to retaliate against me because I had to do my job. Treat everybody with dignity and respect. If they wanted to smoke that last cigarette because they were going to jail for a couple of days over the weekend or whatever, if I could do it safely, if I had backup, if they could be handcuffed, if they could be in a sally port, and I knew there was no chance of escape, I wouldn't have any problem letting them do that. I'm not telling you to violate any policy. If it's against your policy, obviously you don't do it. But whatever you can do, let them make that extra phone call to their romantic partner. Just let them know they're not going to make it. Let them call their child and say, Daddy's not going to be home. Mommy's not going to be home. Let them call their employer and say, I'm not going to make it to work tomorrow, so they don't get just called out sick and nobody knows where they are. Whatever we can do to make this traumatic event for this suspect that's going to be going to jail, is going to have some immediate life-altering event, whatever we can do to make that just a little bit easier. People will remember that. I've run into people that I've arrested. I've run into people that I've sent to jail. I've run into people I've sent to prison. And they all said the same thing. They said, you know what, Sergeant Jones, I didn't like what you did to me, but you treated me with dignity and respect, and that meant a lot. And that's what verbal judo teaches. So I encourage agencies to seriously look at verbal judo. Go to Corey, C-O-R-E-Y, at verbaljudo.com and learn how your agency can become that much more professional so we can increase your officer safety, we can decrease complaints, and we can improve your outcomes. Okay? So stay safe, stay ready. Safetyman.co. Everywhere you can find podcasts, YouTube, social media, safetyman.co. Stay safe and